advice and negotiation expertise, as well as legal guidance to private and public corporations in Silicon Valley for over 15 years. Prior to going in-house, Nicole was with a law firm that advised startups and also specialized in real estate transactions and litigation. Nicole is a professional speaker and published author. Nicole is originally from the Pacific Northwest, but also lived in New York City for over a decade and did stints in Illinois and Australia, my favorite place to go. I've never been. It's my dream. She currently lives in Fremont with her husband and son. Nicole has degrees in psychology and political science. She is passionate about life balance and helping people. For fun, Nicole enjoys outdoor activities like hiking, skiing, climbing, horseback riding, and scuba, and looks forward to introducing her son to these activities. Please help me welcome Nicole Mason.
So I'm here to talk about how to show value to your prospects. Can everyone hear me? Am I
what?
Oh. All right. Sorry, I asked. I'm here to speak about how to show value to prospects and your clients, so your clients will refer more business to you naturally and easily. There are 3 universal, easy ways to do this, and so I'm going to go over those. And first, I want to thank Avi and Ayelet for giving the successful thinkers in this group the opportunity to do public speaking, because that's actually a way that they and successful thinkers provides value to these members. And it's also, thank you, yes. And it exemplifies the #1 way to universally show value to prospects: giving. And I say universal because it works for any kind of business, large, small, mid-size, if you're selling products, if you're providing services, anywhere in the world, no matter what you're doing, giving is a universal way, if you do it the right way, if you do it effectively, to convert prospects into customers. And I say if you do it properly, because you don't want to engage in random acts of giving. For example, if you are selling products, you don't want to just throw product samples at people. You want to make sure that if you give a product sample to somebody, you know that that sample is something that the person you're giving it to is going to actually want and use. Otherwise, that give hasn't provided any value. In fact, what that give has done is provided a problem. Right? Have you ever gotten product samples and you're like, what do I do with this thing? Now I got to figure out what to do with this thing. I'm never going to use it. That is not providing value. That's not showing value. But if, on the other hand, if you're in the service business, the classic give of a service provider is the free consultation. The free consultation can be a very effective way to convert a prospect into a customer, if you use that time as an opportunity to learn what your prospect wants, and as well as what they need. If you use that time to really get into their space, their shoes, and learn why it is that they've come to talk to you, what they're seeking, what they want to get out of working with you potentially, then you could actually demonstrate in some small way after you've learned, you can demonstrate how you would be helpful to them. And you can show them during that consultation just a little bit of what it would be like to work with you. And when you do that, you want to make sure that whatever your give is, whether it's a product or time in a consultation, or even if you're selling products and product samples don't make sense for some reason, you can still give. You can give information that's relevant to somebody who might use your product. You want to give something that shows the person that they will benefit by doing business with you. And you want to give enough, and this is the trap, not giving too much, not giving too little. You don't want to give too little because that looks stingy and chintzy, and it'll actually do a disservice to you and leave a bad impression. If you give too much, that actually does a disservice to not only you, but to your prospect, because it may confuse them or overwhelm them, and they won't see the value. They'll lose the value that they could have gotten if you had just given them that right amount of information or that right product sample where they could actually walk away with value and have some interest in wanting more from you and knowing and believing that, hey, wow, I just got something from this person, from this time that we spent, and I think I can get more. And that is what's going to convert someone from a prospect when they have the belief that they can get more benefit. They've already gotten, and they can get more by doing business with you. So there's a lot more I can say about giving, but I only have 20 minutes. So I'm going to move on to number 2, which is relate. You want to relate to your prospect in a way where you can show them that you understand why they're looking for whatever it is that you can provide. You want to show them you understand what their pain points are, what their worries are, what their needs are. For instance, if you're a physical therapist, just by way of example, and physical therapists, one could say everyone could benefit from physical therapy. But not everybody wants or needs physical therapy. And even if somebody wants physical therapy, needs it, if they need it, they may not want it. So you could be the best physical therapist, you could give them like a sample therapy session, and even if they, maybe feel a little better, but for whatever reason they just don't like being touched, they don't want physical therapy, they will never convert to become a customer. So if you're a physical therapist and let's say you specialize, or one of the things that you work on the body is the hip, and you want to relate to your prospects, a way that you can do that is talk differently to your different prospects. There are lots of different people with different hip pains and different hip issues. Elderly people have one kind of, hip pain or hip issue. Women who have just had a baby have another hip issue or hip pain. And if you're a physical therapist and you're talking to, say, the woman that recently had a baby, you would want to talk to her about, you may be experiencing these particular types of pains, and it'll probably go on for about this time, and here's what's going on with your body. And there you are, getting into the world of that prospect, where she's thinking, yeah, wow, I'm not alone, and thank you for letting me know that I'm not the only one with these weird symptoms. And, and thank you for telling me why this is happening and what I can expect. And then you can offer, and when I work on the hip with people like you, this is, I do it in 4 stages, and you just lay it out. You can relate how your physical therapy sessions are going to help that particular hip issue. As opposed to just walking up and saying, I'm a physical therapist and I work on hips, and saying that to whoever you talk to that has a hip issue. It's going to be a more powerful, relevant, engaging message when it's targeted to that specific person that has the specific issue for a specific reason. So that's an example of how to relate. And when you get related, you're building trust. And people, instead of just saying, trust me, I'm good at what I do, or trust me, my product is excellent, people are going to respond better if you demonstrate that you're trustworthy, or that your product is going to work for them by giving something and relating with them. Because then they have seen some value, and they are relating to you, they see that you get them, and there's this handshake. You're related now. So the third thing that you can do that will always lead to more conversions is make it easy. Make it easy for someone to start to do business with you. Make it easy for them to decide how they're going to do business with you. For example, it could be something as little as directions to your office. Make it easy for people to find you. It could be as as mundane as making it easy to pay, have different payment methods available. Or it could be something a little more complex, like anticipate their needs, anticipate their questions. So after you've done the give, you've related to them, they see that you have something of value, they've gotten some value from you, now they're hanging, they're wondering, okay, how do I do business with you? And if you can anticipate every question, like, how long are we going to have to do physical therapy? How much is it going to cost? How many times? Just anticipate all the questions that your prospect may have. If you can just give it to them rather than making them chase you down for it or make you ask, that shows not only do you understand them, but it's also just making it easier for them to say yes. So keep it simple, less is more. All of those terms really apply to making it easy. And once you've done that, you'll see that more people will convert from prospects to customers, and then the way to keep them as customers and make them really happy, excited customers is to, one, over-deliver. And what I mean by over-deliver is just go that extra mile. You don't have to, go giving away a year of free product or give away, free services. What I'm talking about is if you're selling products, follow up after somebody's bought a product from you and ask them, how's that product working for you? Are you getting results from the product? Do you have any questions? Just a little something that goes that extra mile that shows that not only are you going to deliver this product to them, you're actually still in a relationship with them. And in the services industry, it's again, just those touches, those ways to show that you care, that really go the distance. For example, my dentist, I rave about him. Anytime anyone asks me for a recommendation on a dentist or says they're looking for a dentist, Dr. Rahimi in Los Gatos gets my recommendation. I have been with Dr. Rahimi for over 15 years. He's in Los Gatos. I live in Fremont. Not only have I stayed with him despite the inconvenience that it is now, it wasn't when I first started going to him, but he is inconvenient for me now. But I stay with him because not only does he go the extra mile, so does every single person in his office. So I spend most of my time when I go to the dentist with the dental hygienist. She does all sorts of little subtle things that really don't cost them any extra money to deliver a comforting, it's the dentist chair. It's kind of anxiety invoking to be there. But when you have a dentist and a dental staff that actually makes you kind of look forward to your dental cleaning, not only are you going to stick with that dentist, you are going to talk about that dentist and bring him more business. I don't get any benefit from doing that. It just comes naturally. And you can have the same experience and do the same for your customers, just by the little things. Over-delivering means, for services, maybe deliver it a little early. Maybe do just some extra information. Just anything to over-deliver. You also want to continue to be easy to do business with. So you made it easy for them to start the relationship with you. Now you want to be easy to continue to do business with, which means return calls, be communicative, give information freely. Don't always have to wait to be asked for product updates, or if you're in the product business. If you're offering services, you want to be sure that you're continuing to keep in touch with your clients and give them value every time you do. So it's one thing to stay in touch, and this is the last point, is this staying in touch. It's one thing to stay in touch so people know that you're still there and have you on the top of mind, which is another reason you want to stay in touch, is so people are always thinking about you in a good way. But you need to do it in an effective, proper way so that they're thinking of you in a good way. And that means add value. So even if staying in touch means, oh, you know, last time we spoke, you said you were looking for a dentist. I have a really good dentist. It has nothing to do with your business. You're not selling your products or services, but you are staying in touch with your customer or client. You are giving them value, and they're going to remember you for it. And you can do that, you know, you can use any excuse that provides value to stay in touch, whether it's something like a referral to someone else that you know they're looking for, or it's just you saying, you know, I'm now offering this other service that I think would be helpful to you because. And again, you're not soliciting when you're keeping in touch that way. You're actually providing value. You're being proactive and you're thinking about what matters to them and what is going to be helpful to them. And that's the key, is being of service. All of these things, I don't know if you see, there's an underlying theme of being in service. When you come from a place of being in service, people know it. People see it, they smell it, and they appreciate it, and they like you, and they'll trust you. And that's the most important thing when you think about the goodwill that you generate by doing the giving, the relating, the being easy to work with, and the keeping in touch. You want to always be generating goodwill. Large corporations even do this. Think about McDonald's. They want their brand to be associated with positive things. And so they do actually give back. The Ronald McDonald House is one of McDonald's ways of giving back. It's a place that helps people in need, basically, for those of you that don't know. And all corporations do this. They find ways to give back in order to generate goodwill. You, as a small business owner, you're your brand. Even if you're selling products, you are your brand because other people are selling the same products that you're selling. And if they're not selling the same products, they're selling equivalent products. There's always somewhere else that someone can go to get your product or your service. And the thing that's going to cause them to go with you is you're the brand of you. It's the goodwill that you generate by doing these things. So I practice what I preach. I had handouts. I think they've been passed around. If not, the extras should be in the back. It's two-sided. The notes are here just by way of making it easy for you. And go out and give, relate, make it easy, be easy, keep in touch. Thank you.